Done.
Finally. It's over. But seriously, that was incredible! Standing on the chessboard felt completely different from standing on solid ground. Oh, sorry. I'll save my thoughts for later. Thanks to the three of you for helping us out with this.
We made but a humble contribution.
You lived up to our expectations. Bravo!
In addition to the existing functions, since Aru's interference shield can cover the entirety of the mausoleum,
So, building upon the existing functions to...
Imagine for a moment. What would the ideal outcome...
I agree. This is the best solution possible.
Me, oh my! Well, since you ask so...
Naturally.
Time to go! Let's go find Nahida! There you are. Miss Nicole truly is an angel. She shows great wisdom in guiding others. And she has already sent word to Natlan on our... She said that while the other members of the Hexen Circle are busy with important work, she is quite free, and she is more than willing to accompany the people of Sumeru for the entire journey. Oh, there's Nicole, all right. Always super patient and loves to help everyone out. She is. So kind and enthusiastic. Well, time for us to get going. Let's head out.
This should be one of the closest places to Natlan in all of Sumeru. There's the barrier Nicole and Nefer mentioned. It completely cuts this nation off from the others. But why? And if I'm not mistaken, Irminsul was polluted once before, wasn't it?
Good question. I'm wondering the same thing myself.
That voice. Moika, you got here pretty quickly.
Hello, traveler. It's been a while.
Hello there.
Hello, Dendro Archon.
Moika, I apologize for asking you to meet at the border on such short notice. I also apologize for not being able to greet you in person. The form in which you see me now is one carried by the Traveler. The real me is inside the mausoleum of King Deshret, and I am reaching out to you with my mind from here. Irminsul has been infiltrated by the Doctor. We must be on our guard, as he can spy on information in the world from within the tree. Fortunately, there is no record of the Traveler in Irminsul.
My records will be preserved in the Night Kingdom, rather than the ley lines. As long as the Night Kingdom remains disconnected from the ley line cycle.
Exactly.
So by meeting each other in this way, the meeting essentially never happened. The Natlanese have heard about the situation in Sumeru. With the borders sealed off, merchants have been forced to stop their shipments.
I'd like to address the question you raised at the beginning. I can offer a brief explanation, although it will sound rather cruel. I don't reach this conclusion gladly, but Irminsul predates the heavenly principles. It existed long ago, when the dragons of Natlan were at the height of their power. So even when the people of Sumeru became ill because of pollution, it was not a critical issue from the perspective of Irminsul itself. But this time, the Doctor's invasion has directly affected the tree. The Heavenly Principles established a rule that when Irminsul is plunged into grave danger, that way, even if Sumeru is destroyed, the outside world at least has some time to catch its breath.
We'd certainly need it.
The Heavenly Principles created almost everything that exists in Teyvat today.
Meaning, protecting Sumeru now falls to you.
Yes. My own power may be limited.
Nicole of the Hexen Circle didn't say exactly what this meeting was about.
That's right. Nahida and I discussed it at length. We both know how presumptuous this is, but...
You need the Pyronosis, don't you?
Yes, you guessed correctly. Originally, I only intended to borrow it, but the situation is far graver than I foresaw. So instead, what I ask of you is to please give the Pyronosis to Sumeru.
Why do you sound so nervous? There's no need to be shy.
surely a gnosis is pretty important to a god.
I guess, but it's not as if losing it would suddenly render us powerless. But I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. With all the nations you've traveled to, and all the gods you've met, you must have realized that by now. As far as I'm concerned, a gnosis is basically an elemental energy enhancer. But I don't usually use it. You know me. I like to think I'm pretty strong without it.
Yeah. Not about to dispute that.
So you see? You don't need to sweat it. Here, take the Pyronosis.
Uh-huh. Just like that?
Uh-huh. Just like that. To tell the truth, I've always toyed with the idea of giving it to someone who needs it more than I do. I know you accompanied Nahida here to try and increase the chance of success. It's a good thing you did, because your involvement is one of the main reasons you've managed to persuade me.
Are you sure about this? Handing over your gnosis just because of me?
I won't try to quantify it, but trust me. Handing over the gnosis to Tumaini is far from the craziest idea I could think of. Besides, even if you hadn't come here personally, I think I still would have agreed to Nahida's request. Irminsul doesn't just affect Sumeru. It impacts all of Teyvat. I know all too well how difficult it can be to protect the things you care about. So logically, morally, or however you want to cut it, help it. You don't need to tell me the specifics of your plan. Where the gnosis is involved, the tighter the secrecy, the higher your chances of success.
Malika, my heartfelt thanks go to you and the people of Natlan.
Don't mention it. But now for the hard part. How do I actually give it to you? The Irminsul barrier is right in the way.
I have an idea.
Just as I thought.
Incredible. What did you do?
Just made a lucky guess. This seems to happen quite a lot. Things that apply to everyone else don't seem to apply to me. I figured the same might be true here.
Irminsul usually produces effects based on the records it holds. Since the Traveler is a descender, Irminsul contains no records of her, and thus has no way to impede her.
Is that right? You really are full of surprises. Catch.
Whoa! Thank you, Moika. Thank you for trusting us with something so important.
All right, all right. No need to get so formal. It's not like we're strangers. Besides, there's still one problem. You might be able to pass through the barrier, but I don't know about the Gnosis. Any other surprises for us, Traveler?
Let me try something. I have the Pyronosis in my hand. It feels strangely ordinary. Not particularly heavy. And yet, this tiny thing, I need to think hard about my memories of Pyro. My memories of journeying through Natlan. All those important experiences I've had.
The Gnosis disappeared. Traveler, are you alright?
I'm fine. The Pyronosis disappeared into my body, just like phlogiston.
Maybe it resonates with you because you've mastered the power of phlogiston. You might not be recorded in the ley lines, but you're still our Tumaini.
Whew.
Please allow me to express my gratitude once again, Malika.
Pleasure. Well, I've given you all the help I can. The rest is up to you. Good luck.
We won't let you down.
Yeah, we aren't about to lose.
Traveler, Paimon, how are you feeling? Paimon's a teensy bit nervous, but only a teeny tiny bit. Seems like she's gotten way braver over the last few years, huh? Of course. After all the adventures you've had with the Traveler, I'm sure you've gained a lot of experience and grown as a person.
I'm doing all right. What about you, Nahida? How are you holding up?
With the negative effects of Irminsul, I am a bit like a piece of fruit that's been burrowed into by hungry insects and left to rot. I'd be lying if I said it was nothing. But please don't worry. We all know what we're getting into, and we've prepared as well as we can. Stoking the fire inside oneself is certainly one way to live, but knowing when to rely on one's companions is also a form of great wisdom. I've been quietly learning little things from everyone.
Me too. With the constant traveling, I'm always learning and growing. That's the journey of life.
I think there's someone else here who would share that sentiment.
Don't worry about what I think. I was just passing by and...
What are you talking about, hat guy?
Says who? You can fly just like I can.
I don't know why, but I feel a little more relaxed now.
It shows that you feel comfortable laying down your burdens in our presence. It means that Sumeru is a place you can trust, where you know we have your back. And we feel exactly the same way around you. Feel free to mingle if you'd like some time to catch up with people. Just remember to get a good night's sleep when you're done. Tomorrow is a very important day.
It's finally done. Ugh, but I have a nagging feeling that there's something I've forgotten. Oh, there you are. Everything wrapped up on your end? Okay, fair enough. That was a point.
You must really be exhausted.
Well, it's been a...
When work ends, you clock out.
Yeah, we're definitely due a break. Here, this one's for you.
Thanks.
You want a bite to eat? I could...
Are you nervous?
A little, yeah.
Because everything that happens next is beyond my individual control. I don't worry about things I cannot influence.
What do you mean, cannot influence?
There's only so much I can do. I was only doing my duty.
Was it like this last time, too?
You mean with Azar and his accomplices?
So the enemy is stronger, but so are we. I still vividly remember the way you interrogate...
If your memory is so vivid, you might also recall that it was you who came looking for an argument.
I came for a conversation! I didn't know it was gonna turn into an argument!
What do I think? I think we're certainly better off for it.
It's good having me around to help out, huh?
Absolutely. As a citizen of Sumeru, you displayed a remarkable sense of responsibility.
Certainly feels that way. So, do you think this is what impending disaster... The sky is so clear, and there isn't a whiff of decay or destruction in the air.
Awful things happen all the time. What you and I have done is increase our chances of
Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all. Oh, nothing. I hope everything works out tomorrow.
It will. As long as we stick to the plan.
It's really strange.
I think it's mostly a matter of temper.
Ugh.
We'll make our move after sunrise.
Good.
As much as possible.
That'll be enough.
Master Tainari! Mr. Sino! I brought some juice and some water.
I know how easily you get dehydrated in the desert.
I gotta ask, though. Who's on juice-making duty?
Madame Farazan said she was feeling a little nervous, so I told her about the automatic juicer my friend invented.
A juicer?
Yeah. I hadn't had the chance to try it out before this incident occurred.
The juice is very sweet.
I think so too.
Kale, how are you feeling?
Physically, I'm okay. It just still feels strange to me. Why would a great power like this come to someone like me?
I know the feeling well.
At least now, you have someone who can relate to you.
All the more reason that you should apply.
Those two things are completely unrelated.
What are we all chatting about, Would anyone like any juice? I had some earlier, ma'am. Maybe give the extra to someone else? Very well, very well. I shall be off then.
There's this enormous power, and then there's little old you.
Yeah.
Kale, just because we normally keep the conversation light, I don't think it's childish at all.
My professor once told me that no incident can be considered truly resolved. Your rage and your pain.
Thanks. Miss Nicole said that. The same god remains which were once used to inflict every innocent person who's been hurt
Needs time to realize, but it's all about to be over.
I don't know if you've noticed, but you...
And since this isn't over, you...
Yeah. Sumeru is my home. And it's so important to me. I have to protect it. No. I will protect it.
And once you're done?
Stop it with the sales pitch, would you?
Hey, excuse me. There are still 3 unclaimed cups of juice here. Why don't you take one each? Ugh, my arms are getting sore from carrying them around everywhere.
Madame Farazan, why are you... Here, let me take them.
Thank you, Madame Farazan.
Drink up and enjoy my handiwork. I think I'm going to make something else now instead.
Please, try to relax, Madame Farazan.
I know.
Something on your mind, Miss?
Nothing in particular. It's just... right now,
But the future has not yet arrived.
Some people know that there's an impending disaster. Others remain blissfully unaware. People are shaped by their circumstances.
I've always found the perspective of the Vahumana Darshan to be
Even at the height of the crisis in Nodcry, people held diverging opinions.
Indeed. Regardless of faith, gender, wealth, skin color, or eye color,
the world has never been an especially fair place. Yet now, against all odds, a moment of unprecedented unity and equality. If only my father could have lived to see this era.
Era. To me, that term represents a much greater span of time. It can be an unsettling word. I would even say I'm afraid of it.
Do angels even feel fear?
Yes, at least I do. I fear the gap that grows wider with each passing day, and the never-ending flow of time. Time renders all memories insignificant, and reduces all splendor to nothing. But those memories are the one thing I do not want to lose.
You're very human in that regard.
If angels draw too close to humanity, our wings burn away in the bright flame of awareness, and we fall to the earth. After spending so long among humans, I have lost much of my former glory.
Maybe that's a good thing. You're more human than some humans are.
I've been talking to Kale a lot in recent days. We seem to be in completely opposite situations. I suppose that makes us good case studies for comparison.
Case studies for who?
Myself, I suppose. After comparing the two of us, I suddenly discovered that I desired more than before. It was a gentle, pleasant sensation. Just as most people pursue glory and miracles, I too am pursuing miracles of my own, guiding humans to make the miracles in their hearts a reality. That is my miracle. It doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Look at the time. I should head back. I'm so sorry.
I was in a hurry and didn't look where I was going.
I'm fine. Wait.
Have we met?
Not exactly. I think we may have crossed paths by the house of Dana before.
Oh. Ah, you're Hat Guy! From Vahumana, right?
You recognize me?
The clue's in the name. Mr. Hat Guy.
Fair point.
It's getting pretty late.
I could ask you the same question. If I'm not mistaken, all the workload for the Ratawa Histarshan wrapped up.
Well, I have something of a background in Satyavada life, so I was helping the Dendro Archon make some preparations.
Did you find the experience enlightening?
Honestly, it was tedious and uneventful at first. But eventually, I think I did sense some profound... I was told that I even shed tears while I was meditating.
Not at all. It just proves you're very accomplished in your... Good night. I wish you all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Too bad we've got to fight tomorrow. I could really do with a stiff...
Let us pray instead.
Prayer.
Lord Sangama Bay. Came to get some fresh air too, did you?
That's right. Actually, I was hoping I might run into you, Dia. I wanted to let you know that I've stocked up on that perfume you said you were so fond of.
No, really?
I knew you'd ask that. Surprise! It's free of charge.
That's very generous of you, Lord Sangama Bay.
Nope. Turns out it's not that easy to turn a profit there. Remember that merchant caravan you two rescued in the desert last month?
No way! I had no idea that was your shipment.
Lord Sangama Bay's investment in the desert and generous stockpiling of goods has helped...
Wait, how did you know about that? Ugh, that pesky lady.
She and Candace go way back. It's normal for close friends to share things you wouldn't tell to everyone else.
Sure, but why did they have to be things about me?
That's how Nefer shows that she cares. She wishes for all of us to know what a generous person you truly are.
It must be hard trying to make a living far away from home.
Well, maybe her intentions were partly good.
Definitely with you on that. Does praying help you stay calm?
Defending one's home is a just cause. My heart is filled with a mix of anger and hope.
Anger. You know, being able to get angry is a good thing. It shows that you're in touch with the real world, and that you have the passion to pursue something you believe in.
My lady? What are you doing out here?
Just taking a walk to clear my head. And look where I ended up.
Yes, Miss Dunyarzad. Would you like to join us?
Come on, it's fine. She won't mind who you pray to.
Oh, then sure.
I remember you, Miss Dunyarzad. You visited my shop before. If I recall correctly, the god you worship is the Dendro Archon, correct?
That's right. She is such a gentle and kind god. But to me, she is more than just a god I worship. I see her more as a friend. And so do many others. She's not some almighty god who reigns on high, but a genuine friend.
Agreed. She's a wise teacher and a good friend.
I spoke with several people during the evacuation. It makes me glad.
You've grown so much since we first met.
Oh, a compliment?
My lady, you've always been a remarkably strong and ambitious person. It's indisputable. And that's not just a compliment. What are you praying for?
Our beliefs may not be entirely the same, but we both wish for the same thing.
I pray that everyone will rise to the challenges ahead and return safe.
I pray for the safe return of all my companions.
not felt this way. Standing up high, gazing out at the rolling dunes. One cannot know what freedom truly means.
The golden slumber.
Dendro Archon, what is on your mind?
I was wondering whose counsel I should seek on the question.
What kind of questions?
So many. More than can be put into words. As I once said to a friend, we look, we see, and we comprehend. What are the many disasters that this world faces but the sum of all irresolvable questions?
The biggest question you should be asking is how to seize victory.
Yes. Although, I would express it differently. I must not fail. And so...
What we declare to be a young sapling, we may...
Nahida! We're here! Just in time. My preparations are almost complete.
Ready when you are.
We're here too.
Miss Nicole! Miss Nicole! You run so fast! I thought I'd get a lot of exercise as a forest ranger, but I can barely keep up with you.
Sorry, I got a little carried away.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, the equipment is ready, and the modifications to Aru are all complete.
As discussed during our meeting,
Accessing Irminsul via the Akasha is no longer feasible at this stage. There are other options, it's just... they're a little more extreme. Maybe you should take it from here.
The architecture and functionality of the Akasha terminals overlap considerably with Aru. There is reasonable evidence as long as the transplant and merge operations succeed. A system this in the pursuit of greater knowledge.
Correct.
Right. And this at least proves that there is...
That's right. Providing wisdom to the people is...
In that case, I'll skip to the conclusion then. We need to further modify Aru.
Every person? Even...
Yes.
I've already calculated the amount of raw materials we need.
So you mean we're going to get new Akasha terminals?
Yes. But this time, the people of Sumeru won't be using them to acquire knowledge.
When we evacuated the city, we brought all the important assets from the House of Dana. We've checked all the relevant records and one...
Everyone in Sumeru is part of the plan.
Since this function of Irminsul was introduced, it has only ever been made available to scholars. But by expanding the scale to include all the people of Sumeru, under normal circumstances, Irminsul would be able to cope with the additional load. Thus, it might be possible to shut it down completely by... Counting down. 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready?
Ready!
People sought knowledge, they turned to the Tree of Wisdom. Today, we use it to save Sumeru and the whole world. These boughs that nurtured learning must not become tools for destroying the world.
Irminsul just to stop me? You fools. I have all the time in the world.
Success! The evil Irminsul tree has stopped growing!
Great!
What a display of true courage! The courage to think and the courage to act.
Indeed, only humans.
What was once created for...
I am grateful to you three for your help. Now, nobody who wears a terminal will have their activity accurately tracked by Irminsul. Now for the... I will need the help of your supreme powers once again.
How might we be of service, Lord?
I need to reach the Eternal Oasis immediately.
Right now?
In that case, Ibis King, would you agree that this...
Never. I assume you have that chess set with you?
You mean the one you gave to me as a gift?
How could I? You misjudge me. I just wanted to show you another way you can use it. Connect to Safhe...
Safhe Shatranj?
Thoth's chess... In other words, the chess set...
Transfer initiated.
We haven't heard a single word from our spy in the desert. I'm afraid he might have been captured.
Never mind.
But we spent years turning him. And a lot of Mora.
Nothing comes for free in this world, but the loss is not without its purpose. For a small price, we have wasted a precious amount of the limited time they have.
Understood.
Weighing profit against loss is a necessary part of life. But to tell the truth, I have been operating at a loss since this all began. Since many centuries ago, in fact. For instance, why would a banker act as the executor of a will? If you hadn't deposited your personal belongings at Northland Bank, I would have no reason to be here right now. Dottore, I've placed your final data backup into the ley lines as per our contract. I trust we are now square for the safe deposit fees you paid.
Is it not a little petty to split hairs like this, given our amicable relationship?
I consider sound bookkeeping a matter of principle.
Do not forget that you only live to see this day thanks to me. In fact, every day of your life since you met me, you've been living on borrowed time.
Why, that's hardly a fair assessment. I will concede that my survival was perhaps at your whim, but I became a harbinger on my own merits. Managing money is not like other professions. Mine is not a role I could have acquired based on your...
The information stored in the ley lines is quite comprehensive. Well, I presume you have no sense...
How could anything possibly go wrong with such strict measures in place? The remainder of your soul was split in two, though I must say your disdain for the other segments is quite amusing. Zandik is you, and you are Zandik. Zandik created the segments, yet you, a segment yourself, reject him.
That is, Zandik, created segments of but as constructive as it sounds, it erases my uniqueness. If each segment is equally me, then by the same token, a soul living forever in the past inevitably holds different views than he did in his later years. The same thing that completes me also restricts me. You too might ask yourself which stage of your life you want to be preserved at. The day your business failed?
We needn't dredge up.
This undesirable plan was eventually scrapped. And after that, I concluded that there was no...
The other half of your...
And yet in the...
I once thought your ultimate goal was to ascend to godhood. But as it turns,
Experiments take a suspiciously vacant seat.
what can I say? After all your efforts, you really did uncover the world's secrets. So, is the new world you promised a lie?
No, it never. Almost everyone faces the prospect of death. But not a single person has ever been able. I am the only.
Clearly, the divine.
Is that why you chose?
Could I call myself?
Well, then I must.
Why make things harder than they need to be? Exposing my true identity, showing up in the name. As for why I'm here,
I'd argue that is it not true that
especially for a human.
Let's not pretend.
Is it really so?
Of course not. My.
Regrader, sir. People have been spotted approaching Sumeru City.
How strange. Well, Dottore.
They're coming. They'll breach the city gates any moment.
But even so, I would say Irmin's soul is a wonderfully convenient thing on the whole. If you do manage to create a new world,
I'll consider it.
What do you need me to do? Stall them?
The experiment will take time. Stall them for as long as possible.
Very well. But you're really asking for the moon here. Have you heard this story? There was once a guilty man, kneeling in the center of a church while an angry mob outside waited to bring him to justice. He pleaded with the gods, begging them to grant him one final request: the chance to finish confessing his sins before he was sentenced. Many suns and moons passed, seasons changed, and still his confession continued.
Are you suggesting I worship you as a god? Or were you hoping that I might confess my sins to you?
Certainly not the latter. That would make my life miserable indeed.
For someone who despises them so, you never seem to have any objections to me creating or becoming one. At first, I thought you'd be furious.
Concerned I would terminate our partnership.
Not at all. You had reasons why our partnership must continue.
Don't you find people's attitudes toward gods amusing? A god descends from the heavens and people worship it unreservedly, blindly following whatever rules are given to them. And yet, when they see an ordinary person gain godlike levels of power by virtue of their own hard work, they treat him with nothing but suspicion.
Is that supposed to be a compliment?
No. I was just thinking.
There's no need to be so self-critical. I know it's a little late in the day to be asking this, but how have you been keeping?
I'm flattered that you would take the time out of your busy schedule to consider my well-being, Doctor. The part of your soul that went to Nodcry caused quite a stir, sending our organization back to the drawing board on numerous fronts. It was quite a headache for everyone.
Dear me, I must have caused you no end of trouble.
You certainly did. I had the rare honor of being summoned, but don't worry, I pulled through. At most, it's a public relations nightmare. I made sure of that.
Now I'm curious. How did you explain yourself?
Oh, it was quite simple. I just pinned the blame on someone who wasn't there to defend him. I could hardly be expected to defy the demands of someone as—
How you slander me. There's no question that you are partly to blame for the— Do you have anything lined up for when this is all over?
Hard to say. Fieldwork always—
Why are you so eager to ruin your lungs after—
If you have an issue with it, feel free to try to stop me. What's on your mind?
The limits of humanity. It's a pity. Despite running countless calculations, I find there is simply no way to reduce any further the amount of one's soul required to sustain an individual.
It's rare to hear you admit to being unable to achieve something.
I beg to differ. For instance, as I've told you before, the original me was prone to motion sickness and couldn't make—
Ah, yes, of course. One of the reasons you often sent yourself out. What are you thinking about now?
A new experiment. In the event that my soul was depleted, say we extracted my data from someone else's memories.
Such a scenario would be
Oh?
As long as your current soul survives, there will be no need to create a new individual. Don't forget, you were the one who approved of the present situation wherein only one Dottore remains. And if you ceased to exist, who would be capable of performing this experiment?
Since the day I met you, you've always excelled at talking your way out of a quandary.
Isn't it a little too early to be saying goodbye? Not that I wish to keep you from your business, of course. Very well. Let's leave the conversation there for now.
The power of King Deshret's 7 pillars is
Yeah, sets us up for a much easier fight.
I wonder how many people can say they stormed a city twice.
I was just thinking that. I've definitely had more.
This is my first time here, actually. We never usually leave Gandharvaville.
I hope this will be my last time.
Does everyone have to chime in? Can't we just fight?
What an amusing comment, my dear.
Whoa! Why is... can't...
Huh. La-di-da.
You wish for your gauntlet to...
Ahem. I think you'll find that it is I who's...
Thanks. Definitely feel stronger now.
You're welcome, my lady. I am glad to lend you my...
Sino, what's the situation?
There are troops stationed at every entrance. Everyone, stick to the plan. We'll take the main entrance. You head for the House of Dana's side door. Move out.